Hello, my name is Sarah and I love to do science experiments with children. That's Makaton, a kind of simplified sign language that supports the spoken word and is widely used in special needs schools in the UK. It's quite easy to learn and worth having a try at. So when I develop an experiment or a hands-on workshop, what I'm looking to do is to make it work for everyone, not just people with special needs. But I start out by finding the most sensory aspects that I can and building on those. So for example, I do a workshop called The Cloud Factory, in which we use dry ice and hot water to make clouds. It's really simple. The same experiment is repeated over and over again, but using different equipment. And this equipment has been developed so that you can get really close to the cloud without touching the dry ice. So children can see the cloud forming. They can touch it and feel its soft coldness on their fingers. They can hear the bubbles as the bubbles of carbon dioxide come up to the surface and pop. So it's really sensory. And then we change the experiment by adding in an ingredient, which means that you can smell and taste the clouds as they become blackcurrant or lemon. It's a really sensory experiment. And we use scientific language throughout, and I can easily adapt the contents according to the knowledge of the people who are watching. And it works really well for family audiences, and you'd be amazed to see the reactions from grandparents who have never seen anything like it in their lives. And it's one of pure joy. So to make an activity suitable for children with special needs, you need to think of your activity and ways that you can make it more sensory. For example, I do a paper plane workshop. Now, using a paper plane launcher means that you're taking away that pressure of launch for everyone, even people like me who can't launch a paper aeroplane to save their lives. So we have a little machine here that's been specially built for me. And you can see through the transparent lid how the wheels turn at the front to launch the aeroplane. And when I turn the motor on, you see the wheels turn, you can hear the change in pitch of the motor, and you can also feel the vibrations. And then it's just a matter of launching. And you can imagine the delight of that. You need to find an activity which is simple and safe. People will have the equipment at home, but also which will engage all of the senses. I've made a set of videos for the Lightyear Foundation, and you can find them on their YouTube channel. And they include one of my favourite experiments, which involves vinegar and bicarb. Everybody knows how vinegar and bicarb react, but we can change the experiment slightly. So you do it first in the conventional way, and then you repeat it, but this time adding in a bit of washing up liquid. So now when those bubbles form, they don't pop, they're encased in soap. So you get a foam erupting from the top of the pot. And it smells better because now it smells like washing up liquid instead of vinegar. And it feels different because it's sort of soapy on the touch. But also, and perhaps the most surprising thing, is that it actually becomes silent. The foam means that those bubbles aren't popping. So we don't hear that anymore, and that change is a huge hook and a huge surprise for lots of people. I'm currently running a club for the Lightyear Foundation. It's an online virtual lab for children in secondary school who have special needs, and our aim is to help them build confidence and also to develop some practical skills such as accurate measuring. In our first session, which we did this week, we asked children to measure salt and water. We did the dissolving process, and then we're crystallising it back out again to find the salt. So how do you find the sensory in that? So we got the children to actually taste the salty liquids, so they had evidence for themselves that the salt hadn't magically disappeared, it was still there. I got them to rip up some black sugar paper to put into their dish. So this means that you get more rapid crystallisation, which always helps. But but it improves visualisation as well, so children can see those cubic crystals forming. I also got them to roll up things like pipe cleaners and put in the mix, because then you get the crystals forming on those too. If you're looking to make your activities more inclusive, check out the LinkedIn group called SEN in STEM. It's full of public engagement professionals who are trying to do just the same things as you, and it's a great way of sharing techniques and activities. You could also email me. So my grand conclusion to this on how to make activities work for children with special needs is to think of the sensory aspects and build in lots of scope for increasing the amount of science that you explain. And in that way, you haven't just created an activity for children with special needs, you've made something that will work for absolutely everyone. Thank you.